That down? Let's get on to this, shall we? How to Train Your Dragon, the live action adaptation, a movie that we saw a number of months ago. We were lucky enough that they showed it, the full presentation of it to us at CinemaCon a few months ago, and we loved it. We thought it was fantastic. Didn't know how it would do at the box office, but now we do. It just had its opening weekend, and How to Train Your Dragon opened with $83.7 million in its opening weekend. Now, again, for context, when you compare that to previous How to Train Your Dragon movies, the first How to Train Your Dragon in 2010, it did not open to $495 million, by the way. I think there was 49 or something. Anyway, How to Train Your Dragon 2 opened to $49 million, went on to make $621 million. How to Train Your Dragon 3 opened to $55 million, went on to make $540 million. By the way, talk about legs. Because these aren't opening numbers that you would think would go on to make that much money.
Right.
And then now, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action adaptation, has made by far and away the most of the franchise so far at $83.7 million. Now, the context goes beyond just how it's done in relation to other How to Train Your Dragon movies. It's the fourth biggest opening of the year. We're already in June. We're about halfway through the year. And How to Train Your Dragon ended up being the fourth biggest opening weekend of the year. We take a look at this. Minecraft opened with $162 million on its opening weekend. Lilo and Stitch, that should be Lilo and Stitch, opened to $146 million. Captain America 4 came in third place at $89 million. How to Train Your Dragon now has come in fourth place with $83.7 million. And Thunderbolts, of course, opened to $74 million. Now, by the end of July, this list is going to be totally different. Because I think we're going to have a Jurassic movie on there. We're going to have a Superman movie on there. We're going to have a Fantastic Four movie. But still, Rob, I think when we came out of the movie and watched it for the first time, you said to me, this is going to be big. And I didn't think I agreed with you. Like, I was like, I mean, the movie's awesome, but it's another animated film remake.
Yeah.
Are people, even if it's this good, and we knew it was good because I loved it, I think it can have legs. I think it can do well long term. I just don't know that a lot of people are going to rush out to see it, especially considering the fact that they haven't done a ton of marketing for it. But fourth biggest opening of the year so far, by far the biggest opening of the franchise, $83.7 million I think is a great result for this movie.
Great. Well, and worldwide, it made more money internationally.
Yeah, worldwide, what did it end up making as well? I mean, again, we never
it took it almost $200 million.
Yeah, again, we never
197.
count the worldwide numbers because every movie opens in a different number of
Sure.
things. But yeah, worldwide, it also pulled in an additional $114 million for $197 million total in just its first weekend.
Right.
So we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Stitch Fix. Guys, you know I love movies, but you also know I have absolutely no fashion sense, and I absolutely hate shopping for my clothes. But thankfully, I have found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. With Stitch Fix, I get a stylist who understands my style, size, and budget, and they do all the shopping for me. Because look, shopping and figuring out style can be overwhelming, especially for somebody like me. When it comes to getting dressed, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. That's why I love having a Stitch Fix stylist. They really know what works for me. I get pieces that make me look great, and it's a real confidence boost. You just give your stylist your size, style, and budget preferences. You get to order boxes when you want and how you want, no subscription required. They send you personalized pieces, and the fit is always on point. No stores, no crowds, no stress. Just personalized looks that you will love. So guys, make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Campea. That's stitchfix.com/Campea. Are you surprised by this number? Is it right where you thought it would be? And what kind of legs do you think this movie can have?
Well, first of all, I think that the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, all three of the movies, are very fulfilling. I think they're great movies. And for me, you know, I don't watch as much animated stuff as I've gotten older, but I think I own the 3D discs of those films, and I think they really knew what they were. You know, I'm always after authorship, and you literally had the guy, the writer-director who made this live-action version is the creator of this franchise. And I think when you saw it, what I got was authorship. I got a fulfilling story. And you know, there's other movies that I've enjoyed, and this is kind of a bad analogy, that I thought were really good. Movies like The Last Starfighter. The Last Starfighter was not a huge hit, but it was really good. You know, and I think Nick Castle direct that, and back in the 40 years ago when I saw it, I'm like, it was one of the very first CG films in terms of its effects being done by CG, but I felt this was really fulfilling. I'm fulfilled by this, and I felt that about How to Train Your Dragon, and I'm like, this was a great extension of the franchise,
Yeah,
and it really felt fulfilling. And when it was over, it doesn't have even these animated numbers. They're good, but they're not Toy Story numbers.
right.
They're fulfilling. And I felt like this is what I would call a solid earner. The live action version, it would not surprise me if we see this movie surpass or get to $600-700-800 million worldwide. I mean, it'll be telling after the next couple weeks how it's going to do. But I think this movie's going to have legs, and I think people are going to go back because I think kids are going to go back and drag their parents. And I think it's going to have word of mouth, and it's going to stick around for a while.
Now, by the way, talking about its immediate, now we know it's got some stiff competition coming in a number of weeks. Once July gets here and we got Superman, Fantastic Four, Jurassic. But even this weekend, we got 3 wide release movies coming. And I'm going to put them on my screen here. But we've got 28 Years Later opening. Also coming in wide release is the new Rebel Wilson movie, Bride Hard, which I am very excited about not watching. I like Rebel Wilson. Don't get me wrong. This looks horrible, but I'm very excited about not watching it. The other wide release film, of course, is the new Pixar film, Elio. Something that, I mean, you should never bet against Pixar, but nothing about these trailers have excited me. Then again, I said the same thing about Coco.
Right.
And I was a weepy mess watching Coco. I mean, that movie was amazing.
Yeah.
But still, let me ask you this. Can How to Train Your Dragon, with 28 Years Later opening, we're not asking what's going to be the better movie, okay? But with 28 Years Later opening, with Bride Hard, which is going to take some box office, and Elio opening, can How to Train Your Dragon be the #1 film at the box office again next weekend?
No. It's not gonna outgross Elio.
How much do you think Elio can pull in? Because if How to Train Your Dragon takes like a 55% drop, then you're looking at it making about 40 million, around the 40.
I think
can Elio make more than that?
I would imagine Elio could do between 80 and 100. I would assume it's Pixar.
Really?
I do. I because I think we're betting against, because we're not as aware of Elio, maybe the mark, because I've seen marketing where I've been surprised that there's marketing for Elio.
Right.
One of the things, another movie that's coming out this weekend that it's 28 days later, but it's on that list, is Sovereign, the Nick Offerman movie.
Right. But it's a limited release.
Totally limited release, but he plays like it's about the sovereign citizen movement, and I saw a clip from it. There was no trailer for it. There was just a clip of him addressing like his followers, and Nick Offerman played the president in Civil War.
Yep.
Nick Offerman is the narrator in Life of Chuck, which I was surprised to see it didn't do very well this weekend when it opened wide, which I'm kind of bummed about. But I think it's the year of Nick Offerman. I'm a big fan.
I love Nick
and
Offerman.
He plays like the villain, the sovereign citizen villain leader of this movement.
And he was
I'm
kind
like,
of the villain in Civil War as well.
yeah, it's like, count me in, Nick Offerman. You go.
By the way, early prediction could totally change because there's a lot of movies come out. You mentioned Life of Chuck. Yeah, I'm starting to think Mark Hamill might get an Oscar nomination for that. For supporting actor.
It wouldn't surprise me. And he's the villain. That's a Stephen King story. And he's the villain in The Long Walk, which is another. By the way, I totally forgot. I got to correct myself. There's The Monkey. There's The Long Walk. There's The Running Man. And there's...
That looks good, by the way.
Yeah, and there's one other. What one am I forgetting? The other Stephen King. Oh, and Life of Chuck. There's also a TV series of The Institute coming out.
I saw a trailer for that.
That's based on Stephen King's novel, The Institute, and it says he's the executive producer.
Not to mention Derry.
Oh, and Derry.
Yeah.
I mean, the year of Stephen King, man.
Yeah, it's the year of Stephen King. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think? I mean, easily and by a mile, How to Train Your Dragon came in #1 at the box office. I think overperforming, making over $83 million in its opening weekend. But with 28 years later, Elio and a couple of others opening up, can it hold on to that spot going into its second weekend? Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.